Now we're on.
There we
Now
go.
we're on air.
Now we're on air.
Yeah.
Now all you poor people out there have to deal with this.
All of us.
Well, I think that whoever is watching, Gary.
Yes. Little ambience.
Oh, this is classic.
So California's a little crazy tonight in the VS.
I could see that. Yeah, you guys have got Perseid Fever. Hi, everybody. My name is Fraser Kane. I'm the publisher of Universe Today, and this is your virtual star party for Sunday, August 11th, 13, not 12.
We've been in this for a little while now.
I know. We're almost through it, actually. And this is your You Must Have Cloudy Skies Perseid Meteor Shower edition. So, if you're watching this, it means that you've got cloudy skies and storms, and you're not able to
go outside.
Yeah.
You guys or go outside.
Yeah. Seriously, don't watch this right now. If your skies are clear, get outside
This
and
is
watch
recorded.
the Perseids. Yeah, you can watch this
afterwards.
later. Yeah. If the Perseids, they may never come back.
Ever.
Except
for it might, next time.
Like, I can see the number of viewers dropping. I've almost chased them all away. 19, 12.
I'm gonna start using you for retention marketing. And
all right. So anyway, this is a virtual star party. If you have no idea what this is where we hook up a bunch of telescopes into a live Google Plus Hangout and broadcast the night sky. And joining me this week, we've got 3 astronomers, and 4 astronomers and Scott. So let's go through them here. So we got Bill McLaughlin in the Oregon area, mysterious Oregon area. We got Gary Ganella and his device. Okay, Gary, now you can turn on your Intimidator.
yes, man.
Slightly pissed off scientist stuff.
That's awesome. And then I'm going to mute you or turn it off. I think we'll go with mute. All right, he's going to turn it off. Okay. Because otherwise it'll just keep switching the camera to you, Gary.
Okay.
We got Roy Salisbury.
Oh.
Hey, Roy. Now, I understand you got a little bit of light pollution tonight, Roy.
Just a little bit of light pollution.
Now, see, this is funny to me because you have built your custom observatory in like a really dark place, and I would have thought that you would have not built your observatory near some kind of light pollution. So what's the story here?
I left the lights on.
Big pellet gun.
Oh, you left the lights on at the observatory. Well, we'll wait. Go on over there and just turn them off again.
Come on out and turn them off.
Drive on out. So it's like what, a 3-hour drive for you to go and turn the lights out?
2.5 hours, yeah.
2.5-hour drive for you to turn the lights out.
You can't just clap at them.
Yeah.
So you should install the clapper and then a sound bite that just goes electronically to clap for you to turn them off.
One more thing to automate.
Yeah.
And we've got, this is cool, check this out. We've got Dr. Thad Szabo and my virtual star party co-host, Scott Lewis, together in one place.
In meat space.
Space. And this is Dr. Szabo's fabulous new backyard, right? For his new house.
Fabulous. Absolutely.
It is. He's got a nice house, but nothing expensive inside, so don't rob him.
No.
Okay, all right.
Books. I've got lots
of
of
books. Yeah.
People love stealing books.
I'm going to steal some books.
They should, yeah.
I'm
There's
gonna-
a lot.
Telescope.
I got to drop out for a second. I'll be back.
Sure.
I got to reboot my computer. It's
No problem.
acting up.
No
It
problem.
might have been all that electricity going on in
Yeah,
the background.
yeah. Don't you think running 6,000 volts right next to it
Yeah.
had a bit of an effect?
Did someone let off the EMF in the background as well? It just completely shorted out all of the hills.
It's not just a Jacob's ladder. It's an EMP.
Yeah.
Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, actually I already mentioned that. So we're going to go up a bunch of telescopes.
So they should
Live
know.
virtual, yeah, they should know. They should know. They know. You know.
Come
what
on,
we do.
it's us.
It's us.
We're
It's us. Okay, so let's just move through it, and I'm going to start. Actually, let's start with what Thad and Scott have in their eyepiece, because this is something that we haven't had for a while.
Yeah. You're welcome, Internet.
Yay!
And that will end up losing by about 9:30 Pacific time. But hey, here it is.
So we got 15 more minutes of Saturn. Well, let's just leave it on here. Have our precious time with Saturn while we can.
All right, Thad and I are going to snuggle,
Yep.
and you guys can watch Saturn.
You enjoy the big gas giant there.
Oh.
See, this is what happened when Scott goes to places. Silliness ensues.
Is this what's going to happen tonight? Because I will mute you guys.
I don't know. You've met me in person, Fraser.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I have. So this is great. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, seeing's not terrific, but we're looking. I mean, it's way low in the sky. It's
really low.
Maybe about 20 degrees up altitude, and it's right over my house, which is probably cooled off pretty well by now, but obviously not a lot. And still, I mean, you're looking over a lot of the city of like Long Beach and probably Compton, I guess, in that direction. So
it's a little muggy out too.
Yeah, it is a little muggy, but hey, Cassini's division shows up every once in a while, like every 15th frame or something there. So.
Well, you get these moments of sharpness. Like if you watch it, you can see for a second there it goes sharp and then back to blurry again.
Keep staring into your monitor.
You'll see it. Wait for it. Now, you did a bit of an accidental experiment at the beginning there where you showed off the moons, and there was a bundle of them. Think you can make that happen again?
Let me see. It's because the thing is, when I did that, I didn't have the Barlow in, but let's try it.
Let's play around.
Let's see what we can get here. So crank down the frame rate. Crank up the shutter. No, let me zoom around a little.
I see one.
Do you?
No, I think you see a hot pixel.
Yeah, there's a couple hot pixels.
No, I see one wiggling with Saturn, but
no, that's me. Sorry, guys.
Wiggle it just a bit.
Not on air.
All right. Oh wait, no, wrong way. Come back here, Goofy Planet.
So just to explain what Thad is doing here, the brightness of the moons compared to the brightness of the planet is very different, and so for us to be able to see the moons of the planet, we actually have to really crank the brightness on the planet itself. How can we get this blue along the bottom of the planet and then this orangish color along the top?
Crappy optics. It's called chromatic aberration, and so the blue part of the image and the red part of the image don't come to focus at exactly the same place. So yeah, so if I want to try processing this, it's something I'll have to correct for. I'm not picking up moons, I'm just picking up like hot pixels and garbage. Hot pixels are places where your sensor decides it's just going to get some light stuck there, and then it keeps coming through in every after image. And so typically this is why in astrophotography you have to do things like a dark frame and a flat frame and a bias frame. Darks and biases are used to kind of clean that up. And rather than have something that people are then going to screen cap and say that we had a alien spacecraft show up during the VSP, I'm gonna take this down again to something where we're actually seeing the planet. So sorry. I mean, I can pop out the Barlow and we can look for the moons, but who knows what will happen as we try switching any equipment. So let's just leave it like this.
All right. So for anyone who wants to see Saturn, where should they look?
Up.
Not too far up.
Dr. Szabo, after we've had the bad answers from everybody else, Dr. Szabo?
So you'd be looking southwest. Right now, if the moon is still up, I can't tell if the moon is up because it's behind my house.
I'll look for you.
But you'd be looking to the left of the moon. So you would have the star Spica, which would be bright blue-white, which would be kind of immediately adjacent to the moon. And if you are in the eastern part of or if you're in East Asia, I guess, you'll see the moon occult Spica later this evening. So right now it's daylight for you guys, and I don't know why you'd be watching this during the daylight, but if you are, on Monday, because it will also be Monday for you, yes, the moon will move in front of Spica later tonight, and then Saturn is just to the left of that.
Right.
Next bright object over in that part of the sky.
Yeah, and so Saturn is that sort of orangish, really it's kind of the brightest object to the west.
Arcturus is pretty bright. So don't get confused with Arcturus. Arcturus is kind of a yellowish, orangish star that will be brighter than Saturn. So, but near the moon, if you're looking near the moon and to the left of the moon, kind of cream-colored, and it won't be twinkling. That's how you can tell it's a planet. It's not twinkling, and so that's Saturn.
Now, Pyro Nitro asks, a bit off topic, I just tried a time-lapse of the night sky. What's a good setting to use on a DSLR? 18mm f3.5. What do you think?
How dark is... I mean, that's the thing. It depends on like how much light pollution and how much there is.
So last night I did a time-lapse with a 14mm, and I set it at 4 with an ISO of 1600 and I was doing exposures of about 20 seconds.
Yeah, you want to go as high.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, you want to go as high in ISO as possible. I mean, if you're doing time lapse, don't worry about the noise. I mean, higher ISO will mean more noise, and it depends on how deep you want the time lapse to be. If you're just shooting like conjunction, like just planets and brighter objects, 5 seconds will do, but 20 seconds could get you. Most of the stars, you might even, if you're somewhere dark enough, you might even be able to pick up some Milky Way with 20 seconds.
Yeah, and so last night I was trying to get, it was awesome, I was trying to get the meteor shower and utterly failed, but I did get the International Space Station, went right through my field of view.
That's awesome.
Yeah, let me see if I can share my view here. I don't know if that's coming through. Does that work? There. Hey, that worked. I could totally full screen now. Neat. So yeah, we were watching it, and the International Space Station. I knew it was coming around that time. It was going to be there around 9:45 or so last night, and I was like, "Oh, come on!" And you could see it's going almost right through Cassiopeia there. So you can see this is Cassiopeia here, the W.
Yep.
And there's Perseus there. And that's where the meteors come out of. So
you have the double cluster in your shot.
yeah, you can see the double cluster, and you can see Andromeda too. So this is Andromeda here, and you can see to always find Andromeda. So you find if you can find Cassiopeia, right? It's that W. Then sort of below Cassiopeia to the left a bit is Perseus, and there's the double cluster there. And then to the right and below is Andromeda, and it's got these 3 bright stars. And then the middle star, you go up, and then a little to the left. And then there's that hazy bit right there, and that's the galaxy Andromeda right there.
There it is.
So,
coming right for us.
It is.
coming right for us. So let's see if my screen share can turn off. Hey, it worked. Okay, great. All right, so let's move to some of the other things that we've got here. So, Roy, what do we got?
That is SH2125 or IC5146.
Oh.
It looks like the Trifid to me.
Oh, that's the cocoon.
This is the cocoon. Okay.
Are you shooting H alpha or?
That's luminance.
That's luminance. Okay.
I tried H alpha, but it just take too long.
Got it.
From your bunker.
Yeah.
Speed up, photons. Why are you only going at the speed of light? Darn it.
Can't you do a warp 11?
So is this like just another boring star-forming region?
Just another boring nebula.
And again, it's a combination of your hydrogen, which is providing most of the glow, and you can see dark nebulae, these kind of dark molecular clouds cutting through it. And this pattern repeats over and over again, but never exactly the same all throughout space, all throughout our galaxy, over and over again. All these emission nebulae with their kind of star-forming regions that are darkly imposed on top of it. But of course, with this one, you also can kind of see that, okay, there's the bright area with the gas, and then around it, it seems to get darker, and then you get more stars outside of that. So that's a little bit of hint of the dark nebula that is surrounding the emission nebula portion of this. So.
So Pyronitro just notes 20 seconds ISO 1600 plus or minus, right? So just to sort of clarify, it depends on what you're trying to get. Like I did a time lapse, and I wish I had shorter images. Like I would have preferred like 5-second exposures as opposed to the 20 seconds because things were jumping pretty fast in my video. So I would have preferred a shorter exposure. So I think I would have, when I do my next one, I'm going to try a higher ISO and then much shorter exposures, like five seconds. So, but just give it a try and see what you like.
Yeah, I mean, zoomed out that far, I don't know. It's I guess yeah. I'm just trying to think of how smooth things will look. Typical, if you have a good one of these good DSLR lenses and you're zoomed out all the way, 10 seconds gives a pretty smooth motion. I mean, 5 would be even better.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of what I did for the Jupiter Venus Mercury conjunction back at the end of May.
Mine's pretty fancy, the lens that I'm using. So I'm using it's called Rokinon, and Corey Schmidt has the same one. It's a 14mm from Rokinon.
Okay.
And it's amazing lens and relatively inexpensive.
that the one you had at South by that you just
No.
you wouldn't shut up about?
No, this one's even better.
Oh, okay. Really?
Yeah, I really won't even shut up about this one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good. I liked the lens at South by. It was a really good.
Here, let me see. Let me see if I can show you the whole time lapse again. All right. Is that the one? Is that gonna go? Oh, that's not it. Okay, sorry.
For shame.
This isn't helping at all. This is the worst star party ever.
No, it's not. Dad and I are together at last.
Yeah.
And it's my.
You guys have met before, haven't you?
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
so
not for a star, but not under the stars.
that's true. So here we go. So I was out, and it started, and as it got darker, the fog rolled in, and so the whole thing turned red, and there's the space station going through it. I thought that was awesome.
Very nice.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna move to. I like Bill's view. Okay, Bill.
That's NG. It's kind of it was still a bit light when I took it, so it's a little bit fuzzy. But it's NGC 7331, otherwise known for some reason that maybe somebody else knows, but I don't, called the Deerlick Group.
Yeah.
And if anybody knows why it's called that, that'd be education for me, because I don't know the main galaxy here, and you can kind of see a satellite galaxy, and there's another one I think down here.
Yeah, there's about 4. There's like 5 or 6 of them actually off to the left. Maybe a longer exposure makes them a little more obvious, but I'm not sure if Deerlick Group, like, is it a deer and it's stopped at the stream and it's lapping up the water? I don't know. I don't know where it's getting.
It's Bambi of space.
Is it a person named John Deerlick?
Did he have
it's
like
actually 2 words. It is.
Yeah, it is 2 words. I don't know.
Deer
Maybe,
and Lick, 2 people.
So,
The Lick Observatory.
I don't think so.
No.
don't-
All right.
What's surprising is that this is not a Messier object. I mean, NGC 7331, it's a galaxy that's between magnitudes 8 and 9, and so it's something that Messier likely tripped over at some point, and maybe to him it was just like, oh, it's clearly not a comet, so I'm not going to put it in my list. You put the Pleiades in your list, dude. Come on. But yeah, this is something that's bright enough that, typically.
So he should have seen it.
Yes.
And otherwise, he just kept rediscovering this comet.
So yeah, wow, there's that thing in
There's
Pegasus.
that comet, yeah. Oh, right, it's not. But I'm not putting it in my list.
So darn you thing, tricking me again.
Yeah. Cool. That's awesome. All right, I'm gonna move to Gary's view.
Okay, this is the perennial M16 Eagle Galaxy, Eagle Nebula. I'm sorry, I'm having problems. My computer's not wanting to work right, so I'm
From
distracted.
our perspective, it looks just great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Party. There we go. Pillars of Creation. Very nice. Lots of star formation going on in there.
Not anymore.
Stephen Ron is saying that in
it's
Georgia
true.
we have the Deerlick Astronomy Village. What does that mean?
What's that?
In Stephen Ron is saying that in Georgia
Hold on,
we
we
have
got
the
an
Deerlick
airplane.
Astronomy Village.
I'm gonna run around in circles with my arms spread out.
Yeah.
Like an airplane.
Nice.
We're going to see if this airplane's going to fly right in front of Saturn or not.
Okay, here we go.
So-
I'm ready.
No, it's too high. Sorry.
Oh, that would be epic. That's going to be like an APOD, astronomy photo of the day. If we get that,
I didn't hear a word you just said.
yeah, is it loud there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right, I'm going to move on
They'll
to...
fly F-18s out of this airport, and that just, you hear those.
I've moved on to Roy's view. And I'm guessing M17?
M5.
M5.
Bob.
12 off.
See, I should read the little text at the top of the screen.
Yes, be a little hint.
Yeah, M5 would be pretty low in the west at this point. So,
So good work.
yes. Yeah, M5 is one of these ones that typically has that extra... It's got a fairly bright star near all that that central portion of the globular...
Or globular.
Or globular.
Don't hate on the globulars.
Globular.
My father-in-law had a good thing about this earlier this week, because in my kind of the front room of the house, I have a series of globes on top of the bookshelf, and he said, well, so it's a cluster of globes. Does that make it a globular cluster? So I'm married into nerds, which this makes me happy.
Nice.
That's awesome. Well, that's fantastic. Beautiful view. Okay, this is great. Look at this. So many objects, so little time. Oh no, we've seen that. We've seen that. Let's just
metallicity is low.
We'll just stare at Saturn.
Low metallicity.
How much more time have we got with Saturn?
Probably another 10 minutes, maybe.
I'll be back tomorrow.
And let's get another look at your setup, Thad, because I think this is great. We can actually see your telescope.
Let's see. Can we do this? Turn off the screen share. Yeah. So.
Wow, Roy is just at high speed here.
Yeah, so it's a Edge HD 9 1/4 inch on a CGEM, and I've had it a little over 3 years now, but it's, still performing quite well.
Yeah.
You can see, I mean, I got Saturn in there, and even at with a 3x Barlow, you can see it really just hasn't moved out of the field of view the entire time here. I really haven't had to make any adjustments in the direction of the mount at all. So it's behaving quite nicely tonight.
The card of Saturn in front of the telescope, we have to wiggle a little bit.
Yeah, you got to wiggle that a little bit, yeah.
Run the hairdryer in front of it to get it to wave a little too. So.
Mike Perry says, a quick Google search says it's named after Deer Lick Gap in North Carolina.
Oh. Okay.
Learn something old every day.
That is awesome. Okay.
I only learned about you once, Gary.
No,
all right, I'm going to move to Roy's view. Whoa. I don't know what this is.
NGC 7023. That would be the Iris Nebula.
Oh, this is the Iris. Yeah.
Oh, neat.
Blown out in the center.
What is it?
It's a
Party.
Well, so I mean, is it like what are we seeing here?
So I mean, it's one of these nice combination of emission, reflection, and dark nebulae. The thing is, there's so much dust that the overall color tends to be bluish rather than the kind of reddish that you get from the hydrogen and the emission nebula. So there's plenty of dust around this system, and you can kind of even see it that the number of stars really drops off, especially to the right of the frame there. The dust is exceptionally thick in that portion. Also, where
over here,
where we have the cursor, where was the cursor right now. But also to the other side of the nebula, that you can see there's kind of a void of stars over there. Well, that's because of the dust that's associated with this complex is blocking the light from the stars behind it. You probably don't want to see Scott and I, so let me get Saturn back up here.
I'm pretty.
We're both rather pretty, aren't
we?
We
are pretty, yeah.
There we go.
This is one of those objects that looks great in 3-color.
In 3-color.
Yeah. In fact, I mean, Fraser, I got a shot of this, I think it was last summer, and you featured it in the universe today, so thank you for that. But
thank you.
No, thank you! But yeah, the Iris is just this gem in Cepheus, just this gorgeous nebula, and this is a nice shot showing really that incredible amount of detail near that bright center star. So
you try to get the dust, and it just that center star blows it out.
Yep.
So Helen Reed is saying, I have the VSP working on the Chromecast this week. Last week I tried to cast on the live stream on YouTube, but it didn't work.
Oh,
and
nice.
And so tonight she cast the Chrome browser tab of the event page with the video full screen, and that did work. So if you've got a Chromecast, which I, as a Canadian, I'm not permitted to have them. Oh, yeah. So as a Canadian, we don't have Chromecast yet, but yeah, that sounds great. That's awesome. Thanks, Helen. So you can watch this. I really think these Chromecasts are going to be the future of this. Like, wouldn't it be cool if people could say that they want to watch the Virtual Star Party, and then at the appropriate time, their television just turns on and the Virtual Star Party appears on their television?
People should always say they want to watch the Virtual.
I know. So I think this technology is going to be great. So it's really cool to see how people are starting to use this thing. I wholeheartedly embrace it.
Awesome. Thanks for letting us know that it's showing up on the
BTL 743 says, why do we not have a camera to watch meteors? We have tried to figure this out. And
why don't you have one, Brian?
Yeah, Brian. It is complicated. It's really hard. This has been sort of on the list of things. We have a big checklist of things that we want to do, and getting a live view of a meteor shower is one of the things we want. And so the thought is we will have like some kind of wide view of the sky, just leave it running, and every 30 seconds or so it just takes another picture, and then if we see a meteor in the in the picture will all stop and take a look at it and go, ooh, and then it'll get refreshed and it'll be gone. Or maybe something additive, like all the meteors will get added together over the course of the party. But technically, it's been really difficult to sort of get that happening live and going into a DSLR and then the images being broadcast into the star party. So if anyone has an idea on how we could do that, I'm all ears, because this is on my wish list. I want to do auroras too. Wouldn't that be cool? We could do the same thing. Let's set a camera up, and over the course of the star party, we'll just keep watching the aurora unfold. So,
well, if you send me up north, if you pay for my ticket to go up north, I will bring you aurora every week.
Yeah.
Every week.
You'll never come back from
Send
Alaska?
me the Yukon territory.
Yeah, or the Yukon, and that's it. Yeah, all right. Sure, it's cheap up there. We could send you on a one-way trip to the Yukon or Mars.
One way, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, I'm gonna move to Bill's view here. Yeah, but my list. I want to get a picture of the International Space Station, which I caught. So obviously, if I had my DSLR broadcasting live, then we would have seen the ISS move through it. But yeah. I want to see some satellites. I want to see the aurora. I think
it's something we can do. I'll look at flybys in my area.
Yeah. Like a live view of ISS would be off the hook.
Yeah. I mean, and it's something I can bring in with my binoculars.
Yeah, because you can get like the H shape of the ISS if you time it right. So. Anyway, yeah. So I got a big wish list. So Brian, you've itched a sore point, and I really want to fix it. So I challenge you, Brian. This. Yeah, it's up to you. Sterling Gothrop says globular because it glows. I think that's exactly the right reason to call them globular clusters.
Because it what?
Because they glow.
Because they glow. Or I'm thinking because it's like a globe shape of stars, very spherical. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's why.
Or because I use them in blooper reels, and it makes them even funnier.
Bill McLaughlin, what have we got? The elephant
That is IC
trunk?
1396.
Wow.
A portion of which is this portion of which here is sometimes called the Elephant's Trunk Nebula.
That is a nice wide field shot.
Yeah, that's terrific.
And that was with the FSQ. And I have, and it's hard. Let me load. I've got a color one, but because it's not as sensitive a camera, it's not going to look quite as.
I don't think Fraser's going to care that much.
Where did it go?
If it's in color,
it's in color. If there's one star in there and it's a color, it's great.
I'm a happy guy. Yeah. Yeah. If you need to just like use your paint tool and color this image, that would be fine by me.
All right, so print these out, get your Crayolas out, and then just take a
boom. Ronald Minch says a 41 megapixel Lumina phone. Will the sensitivity of it help? I don't think the sensitivity of I mean that's a sick amount of megapixels, and it's a great camera, but I mean it doesn't compare to the gigantic lens of a DSLR. So I think no, and we've got the right tools. It's just we haven't figured out how to put it all together yet. And
Gary got some good shots of one of the Perseids last night.
Yeah. Well, Gary, can you show off those images? Are you still struggling with your computer?
Yeah, hang on. Everything is being cranky tonight.
We were proposing that maybe turning on some kind of high voltage machine right next to your computer could perhaps cause an issue.
Yeah, that's a possibility, but
it's actually NSA hacking into everything.
Yeah.
No, even the cameras being cranky, and that's nowhere near the.
Are there 5 men in black suits in your front yard?
That's them. Yeah.
One other thing, if people can help me as well, I've heard that when you're subscribed to my channel on YouTube, the videos that I'm uploading are showing up in your feed, but these live events that we're doing aren't showing up in your feed, and I wonder if that's been fixed. I put in a trouble ticket to Google, so if anyone knows that they got an announcement for the last couple of events that we've done, that would be great to know. All right, that color view is just gorgeous.
It's it's not quite as clear, but you can see, in this area you can see that same elephant's trunk area, the dark spot.
Yeah. And that star is orange, and that's all I really need to know.
Yeah, you need to have an orange star.
Yeah. Yeah. All this talk of black and white, but I'm glad you've got the two machines running side by side. So if people haven't seen, last week we showed off your setup, and it's just amazing. You've taken this poor pier mount, and then just jammed on, 12 telescopes with...
Yeah, we've abused it badly. Well, no, actually, we're short of its maximum, but still, it's a lot of stuff on one mount. The biggest problem, it becomes, juggling all this stuff like the proverbial one-armed paper hanger. It's too many pieces of equipment to deal with at once.
And how's cable management on that thing?
Well, it all runs through the mount, so it's about at, again, close to maximum in terms of how much cable I can get through the mount without it interfering with it. But if you use the right flexible cable and you run nylon abrasion sleeve around it, it works pretty well.
Right.
Eric Charlin says, Fraser, eBay got one on the way. Yeah, I could buy a Chromecast through eBay, but I can't bring myself to pay 3 times the price for it. So
hey Fraser.
Yeah.
You have some friends in the United States, yeah?
Yeah, they can't even buy them. They're sold out everywhere. But
yeah, I heard that they are sold out.
Yeah. I will call on those favors shortly. Yeah. So the people in the comments are saying that we should fly Scott to Alaska. So
I'll go to Alaska, but how about you? I'll go by cruise. Totally give me a cruise up to Alaska.
Oh, yeah.
I can go and see Russia from someone's house.
I wonder whose house that is, yeah. All right, well, I've moved over to Roy's view. Roy, what are we seeing?
M101, a nice galaxy.
Of course we are. Look at that.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Such a grand spiral design there.
Yeah, but it looks like it's taken a hit. Like it's very lopsided.
It is, yeah, it is somewhat lopsided. And again, history of evolution of these things. I mean, maybe if we could piece together all of the literally trillions of interactions that have happened in its past to try to understand, well, why is it have a higher density of spiral arms on one side than the other? This thing is, I mean, it's fairly nearby. It's about 18 million light years off, but we don't know what other galaxies it may have interacted with. It's difficult to dig up the history of these things because most of our picture of space is really two-dimensional. It's only some nearby things we get a three-dimensional view, and then how do you even get the three-dimensional view inside of the galaxy? That becomes even more difficult. So trying to kind of piece together, well, what the heck happened to you to make you look so lopsided? Yeah, it's not a straightforward question. Again, if somebody out there wants a PhD topic, it's probably something if not somebody's already...
PhD topic, you say?
Somebody isn't already working on it.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
why does... See, I've picked it out. M101 looks lopsided. PhDs, go. Okay, so Gary, check this out. So Gary's got a meteor.
Yep, that's the first one, and then I've got a second capture of the same one. What number is that? 170.
And what constellation is that? Like, that's pretty all sky, so that's the Summer Triangle, I bet. Is the asterism that I'm seeing in that view.
Let me put that one up. Come on, screen share.
Oh, no, buddy.
Everything's just being cranky.
Andrew Planet says he just saw his first ever one a few seconds ago. First ever meteor. That's amazing.
Picture didn't happen.
Picture didn't happen, Andrew. Get back out there and get a picture, or it hasn't happened.
No, that is awesome. Seeing your first meteor.
Totally, yeah.
That is. There's a second half of it, and I'm going to go... I'm thinking of a way I can put these online if somebody wants to scan through them. I've got tons of shots this thing takes.
Well, you said that it's configured to do this kind of automatically?
Well, it's configured to take a picture on motion. I take a picture once a minute.
Yeah.
So every minute I take a whole sky. And then I've got it set that if it sees motion, now a light turning on, a lot of things are triggering the motion. I probably get...
I need to start doing calisthenics in your backyard.
5 or 10% of the total I get motion on, maybe less.
So Gary, I want to make a suggestion to you. Upload a whole pile of these into Google Plus, like just as a whole folder.
Yeah.
And it should auto-awesome them into a time lapse for you.
Well, what are the format the pictures are in?
JPEGs.
JPEG.
Yeah. So Google Plus will, if you upload a bunch of pictures that were taken very close to each other, it will turn it into an animated GIF for you.
I'll go through and I'll see if I can put them online so we can scan them too.
Yeah, just upload the whole folder and into a new album, and Google Plus should just do the rest for you.
Yeah, you don't even have to share it out.
You don't have to share it. It'll just make it for you, and then you can share out the animated GIF, and that would look really cool, I think.
I will look at that once I figure out why nothing else is working here.
My money is on the massive electrical discharges that you've been letting off on your table.
Yeah, I would say I probably pissed the computer off.
Ethan Chappell says, I think Moon Glow all sky cameras automatically save a picture or video when it detects motion. Is that what you've got?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's the one I've got.
Stuart says, tell Bill that I bought a field flattener. Bill?
Cool.
Stuart bought a field flattener.
They're always nice. They're just a little difficult sometimes because it's very critical that you get the distance from the flattener to the image plane to the specs within about 2%, I think.
Is that how you make crop circles?
I was going to say, that's what we call the bulldozers out here.
Yeah.
Not those field.
That's actually the hardest part of a field flattener is getting the distance to the chip right.
I'm going to move to Roy's view now. The bubble.
The bubble. Bubble.
NGC 7635, a.k.a. the bubble. Dad, go.
He is.
Rattle off everything you know about the Bubble Nebula now.
So Bubble Nebula, again, kind of a hydrogen emission nebula, and the thing is, because the star in the middle is so hot, it actually kind of carves out the area around it. You have this pressure from the radiation, the heat actually kind of forces the gas and dust out from the middle there, and so you have what looks like kind of this hollow area in space. Right, so wait, can we do it in 3D? The two of us together.
Okay, hold on.
Yes,
I'm gonna here. There's Thad and Scott, the Bubble Nebula.
Bubble Nebula. So imagine there's a star in the middle there. It's star in the middle. Okay, there we go.
Star in the middle.
Yay!
Hollows out. Got it. And so is that that bright star there, the one that's hollowing it out?
That's a good question.
Why isn't it in the middle then?
Yeah, exactly.
Angles.
So
trigonometry. That's why.
Chances are, well, the thing is, maybe something hollowed it out and then moved and left it behind. But we don't. Again, this would be something to
aliens
kind of look up a little bit more on.
Does this sound like another PhD dissertation?
Or at least something that a grad student look at for a while.
Yeah, I would also like while the grad student's at it, I'd like them to also figure out why the propeller nebula looks like a propeller. That would be great.
Because I like propellers.
Yeah. Also, the Saturn Nebula. Why does it look like Saturn? The Pac-Man Nebula.
Saturn looks like the Saturn Nebula.
What did they call it before Pac-Man? I would like to know.
The pie with the slice taken out of it.
Slice-o-pie Nebula.
I'm gonna go back to Gary's.
The mincemeat nebula.
Awesome. That is so cool. So, but I mean, the fact that you caught two of them, right? Had to.
That's the same one.
Oh, it's the same one. Just
it
took two pictures really quickly.
Yeah, you see where this one is. Let me. Could probably put them into my thing. Let me pop. I'll pop one up here now. This is the first piece. Hang on. I'll share it. They should have shared it. Yeah. See how this right here, the next picture takes it from here to here.
Wow. That must have been a fluke, or it was detecting motion.
Yeah, it was detecting the motion.
Yeah.
So it took a shot, and that's one exposure, and then it said, oh, there's still motion, let's take another shot.
Interesting.
So I'll scan through these and see what I can come up with.
All right. Oh, Roy's got another view. Let's go back. Roy's just a machine tonight. The dumbbell? M27.
Are you looking at the top of the window there?
Yes, now I am. Now I remember now. But then he's going to steer me wrong. He's like, the Fraser K Nebula.
This Scott is awesome.
Yeah. This dumb guy doesn't know his nebula. Eric Briggs is saying, neat science, the Google Doodle for Monday is Schrodinger's cat because of his birthday. Is it Schrodinger or his cat's birthday? Meow. Meow.
It might be, it might not.
Yeah. I think it's both, actually. Until I'm proven that
you got to do a Google search to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always loved that T-shirt that says "Wanted Schrodinger's cat dead and alive."
That's great. This is an object that looks great in color. The
yes,
dumbbell.
it does. I'm going to try to to put
Yeah.
that out again. I'm going to try to do a tricolor image of that next.
Yes.
Like now?
Do it.
Yes, I'm slewing back to it right now.
Oh, that would be
Yes.
terrific.
I took that about 10 minutes ago, but I'm going to slew back to it while I show the last of the ones I got.
Okay, that's
I
great.
approve of that.
All right, I'm going to move over to Bill's view then.
Okay, this is the Cave Nebula, and I've got 3 different shots with the 3 different instruments of this. This is the wide field monochrome with the FSQ.
Ronald Minch is saying it's Orion. Actually, Ronald, Orion is down right now, so which you said never mind. So yeah, we won't see Orion until December or 5 in the morning.
Or 5 in the morning.
Or, get Stellarium and study the night sky.
Connor Triffin is saying, what is the best aperture to use with a shutter speed of around 20 seconds? As open an aperture as you... So I guess Connor's talking about doing a wide field shot with his DSLR, and if you're going to do a 20-second exposure, what's the best aperture? As wide open as yours will go. Mine will go to 2.8 of my 14 millimeter. So I actually closed it down to 4 because it gets a little sharper at 4 than at 2.8. But it depends on the sort of the size of yours. If it can go down to 1.4, 1.8, 2, then do that. But
just be careful. The focus becomes more critical the farther down you go.
yeah, exactly. And so I actually nudged it back to 4 just because I wanted to have to be more crisp and clear. So.
And this is a zoomed-in view of also the Cape Nebula. Also, this was with about twice the focal length.
Very cool.
Also monochrome, and I'll open the color one here.
I'm ready.
next.
I'm ready.
Let's see. Where is it?
Bill,
Gary,
you should start
Jason.
not taking colors just to watch them throw a tantrum.
Yeah.
Where's my color image?
Jason said, "Oh, that's
That is
awesome."
awesome.
Gary, Jason has said that if you put a couple of consecutive frames in the Hangout or in the event folder, he'll gift sequence them for you right now.
Well, I can't do it this instant.
No,
I'm
your
trying to get
computer
things to work.
is barely behaving right now. So
And the thing is, see, with all the pictures, this thing takes several hundred, how many shots? And I'll have, 200, 300 motion shots each night. So it takes a little bit just to go through them to see ones that have anything in it.
Thad, what's this?
Hey, I've got something in color.
Yeah?
So, now generally, when we've shot this, these two have been much closer together in the field of view.
And you hear an airplane.
And we hear an airplane.
Is this Alberio?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. So this is Alberio or Albareo.
Alberio.
Albareo.
Dun, dun, dun. So
Wait, that other star's moving. No, it's not.
But yeah, this is to give you some kind of feel for the view with the camera I'm shooting with here. So I had a 3x Barlow in when I was shooting Saturn, so that's essentially a focal ratio of f30 for my telescope. I've taken that out, so I'm back down to f10. But with that and this camera, that's how far apart the two stars in Albareo are with this kind of setup. Usually, we've shot this.
Yeah, usually they're like almost on top of each other. Yeah.
So I'm going to try to get Epsilon Lyrae because I think that's going to look pretty cool with this kind of setup.
Yeah.
That'll be great. Fitness898 says, "What's the best time to see the most meteors?" After midnight.
Oh.
Yeah. When they're falling.
Because as Earth is turning and going around the sun, the side of the Earth that's...
they can't see you. But keep using your hand gestures.
Yeah. I will do it for you.
Yeah. Right, so as Earth is turning, it's the port that's right. So the hand that's closest to the camera, that's also moving toward the direction of the meteors. And so, yeah. So that's
Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah.
You all right, Fraser?
Yeah, no, I'm just reading some of the comments.
I've not pulled up any of the comments.
Yeah.
I know it's normally what I'm doing.
Are
they good YouTube comments?
No, are you kidding? Our fans on YouTube are some of the most behaved. Yeah, they bring a level of quality and and calm politeness that YouTube just doesn't even know.
Hey, you know, I have to say too, the YouTube commenters on Tony Darnell's channel that I'm doing Space Fan News with them, they were really, really good. I was very impressed with the quality comments.
Yeah, it was
my first actually produced video, and I'm like, great, I'm going to have YouTube unleashed upon me. And they were great. There were some fantastic comments.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they're really great. So for people who don't know, you've been stepping in occasionally for Tony Darnell for deep astronomy.
Yeah.
And doing some of the Space Fan News.
So I can't really hear you right now.
Oh, another airplane?
Yeah.
Is the sky falling again?
Yeah, can you mute the surrounding too? Mute that
yeah, mute that plane.
Yeah.
So
yeah, with Deep Astronomy with Tony Darnell doing Space Fan News, and we're also doing Hubble Hangouts with the Hubble Space Telescope team at STSI.
That's terrific. Yeah, so everyone should go check that out. Deep Astronomy. It's T Darnell is the YouTube user, and it's
T Darnell is Tony Darnell.
Yeah.
And for the Hangouts that we're doing is on the Hubble Space Telescope Google Plus, and if you go to hubblesite.org, you can see the upcoming Hangouts we have. We have one on Tuesday and one on Wednesday this coming week.
Yeah, and Tony Darnell is like the nicest human being ever.
He is. Tony is awesome sauce.
Yeah. Michael Daumer asks, what about that asteroid that recently passed inside the orbit of the moon? That was actually like a month ago, wasn't it? There was one that passed relatively close. It was only like 5 times. DZ-15, 2003 DZ-15, I think, was the one, but it wasn't that close. This happens all the time.
Yeah.
These asteroids, they pass. Yeah. Bill, you've updated your photo.
Yeah, NGC 7822.
The what nebula?
You know, I don't think it has a name.
Really?
Let's name it right now.
Let's name it right now.
Let's see.
The VSP Nebula.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also known as
Close enough.
Sharpless 171. It doesn't have a name.
Let's call it the Bald Nebula because
Cedarblad 214. It's got elephant trunks, plural.
So it's like Ganesh or something?
Yeah, and it's also the Sharpless 171, and it's about 800 to 1,000 light years away.
Not bad.
Neat. Cool. That's awesome. That's a first. Thank you very much for bringing this thing to us for the first time.
Yeah, we'll have another shot of it here in just a second.
In color, perhaps?
In color? No, it's
unfortunately only one color.
Isn't it in super color?
He switched to color from, yeah. All right, I'm going to move to Gary's view.
Lagoon, M8.
Lagoon.
I actually got it to work long enough to take that one.
Now your telescope in your computer is just going to have a seizure?
Yeah, but this one's got some really neat little things going on inside
Yeah.
it that Thad can tell you all about.
Look at that! Look at that dark one there.
And there's a
In the
creature
upper,
in there.
Look at the upper right there of his. Yeah, look at that dark
There we go.
nod. You know, sort of
Baby
dark.
star in there somewhere, right? And it probably hasn't. Well, that's the thing. If we account for even the distance for it, maybe it started fusion and just hasn't knocked that shell away from itself yet, or maybe sometime in the next 10,000 or 20,000 years, fusion will start in there. But that is a star being born. That is what it looks like while it's still kind of cocooned away inside of its EGG, evaporating gas globule, before before fusion turns on.
And then all these other stars, these bright ones, are the ones that they've already blown away all their material, right? Yeah.
So that star cluster there that is formed from the same material as
And a bunch of them will probably go kaboom.
Very likely, especially any that are buried deep inside the nebula that are causing it to fluoresce the way that we see it. I mean, hydrogen alpha light, this red glow of hydrogen that we get from these things, is essentially a fluorescent effect because the star in the middle there is dumping out huge amounts of ultraviolet light. The electrons get really jazzed up, jump up to higher energy levels.
Jazz hands.
And then as they come back down, they emit the kind of characteristic red light of hydrogen alpha, and also hydrogen beta, which is bluish, also hydrogen gamma, hydrogen delta, which are purplish. So there's a whole bunch going on there. The red one is the most prevalent, though, to the naked eye.
Old Jorgen Nordhagen is saying you're not informed. An asteroid came through at half lunar distance this Friday, just 2 days before. So what's the asteroid? Ole? I want to look that up. That'd be great. Yeah, no, these asteroids pass within the between the Earth and the Moon and outside. They get pretty close.
They
several times a year.
Quite more often.
Yeah. We announced this quite a bit, and we have stories on it. So, but no, I didn't. I wasn't aware of this one. I am often not informed. How come nobody informed me?
Yeah, you should. I thought you were a publisher or something.
I know.
You're the universe yesterday.
Yesterday. Universe last week. I'm gonna go back to Roy's view now.
That one is SH2142. That is the Wizard Nebula.
Oh, hey, you know what? I'd like to see like a full color view of the Wizard Nebula. Could you perhaps supply one?
I could.
Could you put on his wizard hat?
All right, let's see. This is great, black and white, live. I like it, but I want to see something you maybe spent a lot of time with. Something you've really worked on.
Color. That counts.
There we go.
Oh,
nice.
Ooh. Yeah. Is this using the Hubble palette?
Yes, it is.
Is this using the Hubble Space Telescope?
No, it's not.
Okay.
We'll look at those later this week.
But what the Hubble palette is it maps hydrogen to a greenish color, oxygen to a bluish color, and sulfur to a reddish color. And so when you combine them, you can kind of see here where there's a lot of hydrogen and sulfur kind of to the left, that kind of crescent shape there, and then oxygen to the right is the kind of crescent shape with the hydrogen and sulfur, and then this bluish glow off to the left is where there's oxygen present.
Amazing. You totally see the wizard there. Look at his hat, his little hand pointing out, casting magic spells. He's shooting balls of fire at
No, he's casting magic missile in the dark.
Magic missile in the dark, attacking the darkness. That is great. And then he's appeared in like a puff of smoke, and you can see the clouds roiling underneath him. That's just fabulous. What a great picture.
You should be a role player.
I used to write role-playing game books.
It sounds like it.
I know.
And here's your other color picture.
Now Google it. What game did I write for? So you just built this, Roy.
I just built that.
Oh, that's terrific.
3 90-second red, green, and blue filtered images.
Very nice.
That's great.
Tracking is so dead on for that. I mean, those stars are round. But hey, I've got something else in view here.
Ronald Minch asks, how big are meteors? They're small, right? They're sand-sized and smaller.
Most of them, yeah, like grain of sand size. If you're seeing them bright and lasting across the sky longer, you might be getting up to like pebble size.
Yeah.
But
But not Bam Bam, just pebbles.
I'm going to go home now.
That's okay. We're almost out of time. Out of time. Sterling Gothrop says, a wizard nebula is never late. That is awesome.
Always arrives exactly when it means to.
Oh, that's terrific. Okay, I'm going to go back to Thad's view. Is this the other double?
This is the double-double.
Double-double.
So I don't know how.
So on the bottom right, you're seeing the 2 sugars, and on the top left, the 2 creams.
Double cream, yeah. To make this god-awful Tim Hortons concoction, yeah.
So gross. But no, you can really see the double stars there.
Yeah, let me see if I can adjust the game.
That is great. And so this is the one that's in Ursa Major, right?
It's in Lyra.
Oh, okay.
It's right near Vega. And if you just look with binoculars or you look with your finder scope, you see 2 stars. But if you zoom in, if you have good enough focal length telescope and high enough magnification, then you see that each of those 2 stars is actually also a binary pair.
And so if you have a higher telescope, then each of those splits into a binary pair?
Oh, we stopped bifurcating at some point here.
Right.
Actually, right here. This is where we stopped.
I heard you like doubles, so I put a double in your double. You can
Endless doubling.
Has anybody found a triple-triple?
A triple-triple? Oh, that's a heart clogger right there.
Castor's a double-triple. The star Castor in Gemini. So
bollocks.
Well, we're reaching the end of our hour, so I'm going to start to wrap things up, and I can see that we've already lost Bill, and we've already lost... Well, Gary's got...
I got something new.
A new cluster.
That's the number 6 thing that Messier found, the butterfly cluster.
Ah, yes. This is the one my students, when they first came across this last summer, they're calling it the Batman cluster, because I guess to them it looked like the bat signal.
Yeah, that works too.
Or maybe I'm Batman.
I don't see it.
Turn
I see the butterfly for sure.
Turn your head to the side. I mean, tilt your head. The way you're seeing it in our camera is backwards. So you want to tilt your head to the left about 40 degrees, and that's kind of the center axis of the bat signal.
Yep.
The wings kind of come off to either side. So in Scorpius, Batman is constantly being called to action if Scorpius is in the sky.
Okay.
That's
yes. Great. My students have spoken through me.
Through you. Hi, students. Well, awesome. Well, Bill, we lost Bill. Like, we actually lost Bill.
Oof.
Yeah, it looks like he was struggling with some technology by the end there. So, well, thanks, everybody. I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. Thank you very much, Gary Ganella. I'm sorry you were struggling with your computer. There's Bill. Bill's back. All right. Just in time to say goodbye, Bill.
Goodbye, Bill.
Oh, wait.
Goodbye, Bill.
Oh, look at that. Just drops the mic. Bill just drops the mic and walks out.
There we are. Okay. One more image.
That is fabulous.
Dropped 500 billion stars.
Wow.
With a couple satellite galaxies.
Galaxies.
Yeah. Good measure.
It's coming right for us.
Thanks. That's amazing, Bill. Thank you so much. And Roy, thank you very much. Time to go turn off the light.
Yeah. That would be nice.
And maybe hook up the gadget lets you turn off the light remotely. So.
Yeah.
Then he'll forget to turn the gadget on.
Yeah. And thanks, Thad and Scott. This is awesome that people can meet in meet space.
Yes.
And that's.
Well, it's not our first time. We met a while ago.
No, I know.
But first time VSPing together.
True.
So.
Yeah. VSPing together.
Hey, don't cross the streams.
Oh, I got to shut this thing down. Okay, so I don't know what's next. Maybe Astronomy Cast. I'm not sure where Pamela is. She's still on her mighty European trip. And then I'm trying to think with them what's going to happen.
Tuesday.
What's happening Tuesday? Your Hubble Hangout? All right.
Doing the Hubble Top Shots, which we're going to be talking about the top 100 images coming out of Hubble, but it allows also the public to vote for their own, not only the most beautiful images that are more striking, but also scientifically significant. So what Hubble has been able to uncover about the universe that we didn't know before.
And remember that we want to have them join the virtual star party.
I will do what I can. I will talk with them and say, hey, can I get some time on Hubble and live stream it somehow?
Yeah, somehow, we'll take requests. We'll take requests.
Can we install the Hangout plugin on the Hubble Space Telescope?
Yeah, that would be amazing.
And then Wednesday is the next Hubble Hangout on Comet Dyson and getting more data for it.
So if you've got clear skies right now and you've stuck through this, then get outside and watch the meteors from here until morning. It should be wonderful. So I got clouds, so I'm done. But the rest of you, go on without me. All right. Thanks, everybody. It was great to see you all again this week. Thanks, everyone, for watching, and we will see you next week.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Have a good night.
Now we're on.
There we go.
Now we're on air.
Now we're on air.
Yeah.
Now all you poor people out there have to deal with this.
All of us.
Well, I think that whoever is watching... Harry.
Yes. Little ambitious.
Oh, this is classic.
So California's a little crazy tonight in the video.
I could see that. Yeah, you guys have got Perseid Fever. Hi, everybody. My name is Fraser Kane. I'm the publisher of Universe Today, and this is your virtual star party for Sunday, August 11th, 2013. Not 12.
We've been in this for a little while now.
I know. We're almost through it, actually. And this is your You Must Have Cloudy Skies Perseid Meteor Shower edition. So if you're watching this, it means that you've got cloudy skies and storms, and you're not able to...
go outside.
Yeah.
You guys are go outside.
Yeah. Seriously, don't watch this right now. If your skies are clear, get outside
This
and
is
watch
recorded.
the Perseids. Yeah, you can watch
this
this later. Yeah. If the Perseids, they may never come back.
Ever.
Except
for like it might, next time.
Like I can see the number of viewers dropping. I've almost chased them all away. 19,
Great.
12.
I'm gonna start using you for retention marketing. And
all right. So anyway, so this
muggy, but hey, Cassini's division shows up every once in a while, like every 15th frame or something there. So.
Well, you get these moments of sharpness. Like if you watch it, you can see for a second there it goes sharp and then back to blurry again.
Keep staring into your monitor.
You'll see it. Wait for it. Now, you did a bit of an accidental experiment at the beginning there where you showed off the moons, and there was a bundle of them. Think you can make that happen again?
Let me see. It's because the thing is, when I did that, I didn't have the Barlow in, but let's try it.
Let's play around.
Let's see what we can get here. So crank down the frame rate. Crank up the shutter. No, let me zoom around a little.
I see one.
Do you?
No, I think you see a hot pixel.
Yeah, there's a couple hot
pixels. No, I see one wiggling with Saturn, but...
No, that's me. Sorry, guys.
Wiggle it just a bit.
Not on air.
All right. Oh, wait, no, wrong way. Come back here, Goofy Planet.
So just to explain what Thad is doing here, the brightness of the moons compared to the brightness of the planet is very different, and so for us to be able to see the moons of the planet, we actually have to really crank the brightness on the planet itself. How can we get this blue along the bottom of the planet, and then actually I already mentioned that. So we're going to go up a bunch of telescopes.
So they should know.
Yeah, they should know. They should know. They know.
Come on, it's us.
It's us.
It's
us. Okay. So let's just move through it, and I'm going to start. Actually, let's start with what Thad and Scott have in their eyepiece, because this is something that we haven't had for a while.
Yeah. You're welcome, Internet.
Yay!
And that will end up losing by about 9:30 Pacific time, but hey, here it is.
So we got 15 more minutes of Saturn. Well, let's just leave it on here, have our precious time with Saturn while we can.
All right. Thad and I are going to snuggle, and you guys can watch Saturn.
You enjoy the big gas giant there.
Oh.
See, this is what happened when Scott goes to places. Silliness ensues.
Is this what's going to happen tonight? Because I will mute you guys.
I don't know. You've met me in person, Fraser.
Yeah, it's true. I have. So this is great. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah. So I mean, seeing's not terrific, but we're looking. I mean, it's way low in the sky. It's
really low.
Maybe about 20 degrees up altitude, and it's right over my house, which is probably cooled off pretty well by now, but obviously not a lot. And still, I mean, you're looking over a lot of the city of Long Beach and probably Compton, I guess, in that direction. So
it's a little muggy out too.
Yeah, there's a little bit
for you. So it's like what, a 3-hour drive for you to go and turn the lights out?
2.5 hours, yeah.
2.5 hour drive for you to turn the lights out.
You can't just clap at them.
Yeah.
So you should install the clapper and then a sound bite that just goes electronically to clap for you to turn them off.
One more thing to automate.
Yeah.
And we've got, this is cool, check this out. We've got Dr. Thad Szabo and my Virtual Star Party co-host, Scott Lewis, together in one place.
In Meat Space.
And this is Dr. Szabo's fabulous new backyard, right? For his new house.
Fabulous. Absolutely.
It is. He's got a nice house, but nothing expensive inside, so don't rob him.
No.
Okay, all right.
Books. I've got lots of books.
Yeah.
People love stealing books.
I'm going to steal some books.
They should, yeah.
And there's a telescope.
I got to drop out for a second. I'll be back.
Sure.
I got to reboot my computer. It's
no problem.
Acting up.
No problem.
It might have been all that electricity going on in the background.
Yeah, don't you think running 6,000 volts right next to it had a bit of an effect?
Did someone let off the EMF in the background as well? It just completely shorted out all of the hills.
It's not just a Jacob's ladder, it's an EMP. Yeah.
Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, this is a virtual star party. If you have no idea what this is where we hook up a bunch of telescopes into a live Google Plus Hangout and broadcast the night sky. And joining me this week, we've got 4 astronomers, 3 astronomers, and I guess, yeah, 4 astronomers and Scott. So let's go through them here. So we got Bill McLaughlin in the Oregon area, mysterious Oregon area. We got Gary Ganella and his device. Okay, Gary, now you can turn on your Intimidator.
Yes, Matt.
Slightly pissed off scientist stuff.
That's awesome. And then I'm going to mute you or turn it off. I think we'll go with mute. All right, he's going to turn it off. Okay. Because otherwise it'll just keep switching the camera to you, Gary.
Okay.
We got Roy Salisbury.
Oh.
Hey, Roy. Now, I understand you got a little bit of light pollution tonight, Roy.
Just a little bit of light pollution.
Now, see, this is funny to me because you have built your custom observatory in like a really dark place, and I would have thought that you would have not built your observatory near some kind of light pollution. So what's the story here?
I left the lights on.
Big pellet gun.
Oh, you left the lights on at the observatory. Well, just we'll wait. Go on over there and just turn them off again.
Turn one out and turn them off.